Hi, this is Labrice Oxner in Biel, Switzerland. We're going to do today a short workout on the Balanced Body Pilates Arc. Very practical and lightweight and versatile piece of equipment. So what I'd like to have you do is sit in the well, this dip at the front of your arc, and close your feet and knees and hold one hand to each knee and sit yourself up tall to begin with. So I want you to think of lengthening out through the crown of your head. Take a nice deep breath into the sides and backs of your ribs. And then with your knees squeezed together, we'll just curl our tailbone slightly and start to let your vertebrae lay itself down on your arc and let your arms reach back overhead. And then we'll take the arms up, lift your chin to your chest, drop your ribs down, pull your belly button in, and start to sit back up. Our knees are still together. Again, down, slowly, inch by inch, and arms reach overhead, feet are flat on the mat, and then arms first, chin to chest, and coming back up again. Let's do one more. Tuck and round. Overhead, and arms, chin, belly, and up. Take your hands, stack them behind your head, and rotate to one side. Drop your shoulders down your back, scoop your belly in, and then we'll do the same thing, but with a slight rotation, so we'll get our obliques tapping into the obliques. Keep the knees together. See if you can keep your lower body square to the front as though we were square to the front with our upper body. All right, twist to the second side. Drop those shoulder blades down your back and down we go. Keep your elbows open wide. Knees are together, feet together. Two more. Last one. And come center. Relax your arms. Very nice. Okay, turn and face side now. And let's take we'll have our top leg straight and slightly forward. And then we're still sitting in the well. Take your hands behind your head. And then side bend over toward your straight leg with that one elbow, and then you will go down, get your waistline onto the top of the arc first, on top of it to the apex, and then down. Then we will peel ourselves off and side bend over toward that straight leg. Again, lean out and over and down. And see if you can keep your heel on the ground. Don't let it pop up. And over. One more time. Side bend down. And then peel off. Now, from that side bend position, straighten your arms overhead. And then we'll go all the way down with straight arms. And we'll do a little lift. 3, 2, 1, and then let yourself stretch over the arc. Take your top wrist with your hand and take your top leg and reach it back behind you. You can either bend it or straighten it, whatever feels good. And then rotate slightly toward your arc and then slightly toward the ceiling. Come back to center. Bring the leg straight again, let go. Take your top arm up and over to that second side. And then just let the arm fall and sit back up. Second side, here we go, turn around. Okay, hands behind the head, shoulders drop down. And remember, we'll first go to our straight leg, side bend over, and then lean out, getting the waistline on first over the arc, and then peel off and side bend over toward that straight leg. Again, out and over, and peel off and over. Again, keep the heel on the floor. All right, now from here, reach your arms overhead, straight arms. Down the arc we go. Keeping the heel on the floor, little lifts, just till you clear with your ribs. And then down, grab your top wrist, take your leg back behind you, either straight or bent, whichever helps you to feel in the front of that hip of the top leg and the hip flexor to stretch the most. And then we'll add our rotation toward the ceiling, and then our rotation toward the arc. Come back to center, bring your legs straight again. Let go with the hands, lead with that top arm over, side bend, and then just let that top arm fall. Okay, now turn around and let's face downward on our arc in an all-fours position. And what I want you to think here is a lifting up, right? You're not letting yourself sink. Lift up out of the back between the shoulder blades. And because we're on the arc here, you have the chance to take a less bend in your wrist and come onto the edges of your arc, lifting up, and then pull your belly button in. Our toes are tucked under onto the floor. And then I just want you to hover your knees off of the lip and then come back down. Again, pull your belly button in, draw it in, and then hover. And back. Nice job. Again, hover. Let's add on and take one leg and reach it back behind you, and then bring it back in. Lower down to the lip. Hover again. Take your second leg, reach it back. We're in our hover. Come back into the hover and lower back down to the lip. All right, we're ready for our plank. Straighten one leg out. Straighten the other leg out. We're in a nice strong plank. Let's go ahead and add to that if you like. Kick one foot. And then switch. Stay in a nice strong plank. Great job. Put the foot back down. Come with the knees back on, and then just stretch yourself back. Okay, excellent. Let's have you come into that side position one more time for me. This time, we'll take it more relaxed. Just kidding. But I want you to prop your head up in your hand, and the elbow will be resting on the top of the arc. And then you'll have your bottom leg folded in, but your top leg is going to do some work here. We'll stretch it out straight out from the line of your torso. And just take your top hand and rest it on the arc, and we'll lift and lower that top leg. Now what I want you to think about is your top shoulder, keep it away from your ear, so don't let it hike up. Draw it down and away from your ear, and keep your abdominals pulled in. So right now I have my top leg relatively parallel, and it can't go up all that amazingly high unless you're an incredible dancer or something like that. Now turn it out, and you should be able to get the leg to come up somewhat higher. Good, let's just do one more lift. Uh-oh. All right, now take it parallel. The uh-oh was I lost my ear pod. Now we're going little circles. And then, do you feel that in your butt? I do in mine. And then circle the other direction. And then, woo, bend it back in. All right, let's do the other side. Excuse me while I turn my back on you. It's helpful though sometimes to see alignment from the back if you're watching. All right, so we prop ourselves up, and then with a parallel top leg, we're lifting and lowering. Notice how I'm not able to go very high. Keep the shoulder away from the ears. Abs are pulled in. And then I'll turn out in the hip. Woo! That's tougher. So you might notice, like I'm noticing that on this side, it's more difficult for me to lift up to the height that I did on the other side and still maintain control, right? I don't want to dump in my torso. I don't want to break and dump. Last one. Okay, now take that leg and about hip height, little circles. This I feel quite a lot both in my leg and in the butt. And then reverse those circles. Stabilize as much as you can. The least movement of the torso, the better in this case. And rest. Woo! How you doing back there? Okay, turn over onto your back again. And then, this is fun, scoochy so your butt is on the lip, and then we'll take our hands to support the head, and then just lift so that your butt is engaged, and we're supporting our head and neck with our hands. The elbows are wide, and our feet are parallel, slightly apart, and then tap your butt to the top of the lip, and then lift. Let it drop down and lift. And our neck is just staying nice and long, and it's supported because we're holding our head with our hands. Push down into the mat with your feet or the floor, wherever you're at. Now, the next one, I'd like you to stay up and see if you can stretch one leg out and just hold it there. And then put it back down. See if you can keep everything at the same level. Woo! Other leg out. It's harder than it looks, right? Put that foot down and then drop. Whoa, okay. Let yourself snuggle back into the well how we began. And then we'll just take ourselves back over the arc. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly, with the support of our hands to the head, roll ourselves up, come into a butterfly position with the soles of the feet together, and stretch forward over your feet. And then round back up. And then we're done for today. Great job. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.